Hey, I'm Amanda.
And I'm Patrick.
And welcome to Semi-Mindful Banter.
Why are we doing a podcast?
I don't know. They made it so anyone can create podcasts for a reason. Because people's stories deserve to be heard.
Okie doke.
Do our stories deserve to be heard?
According to you, they do.
Hello, welcome to Semi-Mindful Banter. My name is Amanda.
Patrick.
I guess that's Patrick. How are you, Patrick?
I'm okay, I guess.
I'm not very good.
Me either, but I like to stay positive.
Tonight's been a total shit show. And it falls in line with today's episode topic, which is going to be another quick and dirty one because we don't have a ton of time. Patrick loves when they're quick and dirty.
Quick and dirty.
But today's today's topic is lessons we've learned the hard way. And the lesson I learned the hard way tonight is that time is just time. And sometimes you just gotta not have so many hard expectations and let things happen as they're bound to happen.
And go with the flow.
I hate going with the flow. I hate it.
I know you do, but
I
love it.
Can't stand it.
I'm going to make you love it.
Yeah, right. Anyways, we're jumping right into it because we're getting quick and dirty. And the first lesson is arguing over small things.
Oh, God. We are good at that.
Oh, aren't we? If there was Olympics for arguing a small things, like we would be like excel. They like
gold medal.
Like it would be like they give you a small topic, like look at that phase, argue over it. I don't like the shape of it. Well, I don't like the color of it. We would be so good at it. And then we'd get into a whole fight about how you are
Stupid.
an idiot. There we go. Same thinking.
When you fight, it means you care.
Yeah. And we used to argue over the smallest things for no reason, just because we were upset, needed someone to vent to, even though we weren't really venting. We were just fighting. But when you're upset and you need someone to vent to, you're going to go to the person you're comfortable with and you're going to pick at them because unless you're like a really good person and you've like achieved like total bliss, then good for you.
No, there's some people that are like that, but that's not us.
But we were just bitching. Both of us have gotten a lot better about not engaging with the other when they're being immature because we're both guilty of it.
Yeah.
Like both guilty of being immature. And then we've both gotten better at like stepping away from it and letting the other person like realize they're being immature.
It's hard in the moment.
It's so hard.
But we've gotten better.
So down points for both of us and up points for both of us, I guess.
Yeah.
We're very even.
Yeah.
And often after fighting, I feel stupid about what we fought about. I don't know about you.
I do too, because it's usually something like that doesn't matter.
No,
in the grand scheme of things. I'm
trying not to feel stupid about it because, like, I know everything is a lesson, right? Like, but it's still like I feel so dumb.
But the fact that we can come and talk about it here, I think it helps.
Yeah.
And it might help someone else. We've
gotten better at letting our egos go and talking it out. Sometimes even writing it out like I do. Sometimes when I know that Patrick's not in the place for him to have a conversation with me about what I'm upset about, I will write a letter to him. And obviously I don't like send it to him, but I like wait till a little bit later when he's in a better mood and I'll give it to him.
And I appreciate that.
I don't know how you feel when you see me pulling out a letter, but
no, it's okay.
I try to be kind about it. You know what I mean? Like I try to be really kind in the letter.
And if I can give advice to anybody, don't let your ego take control.
Yeah.
Because it does not give a fuck about you.
Your ego will ruin your relationships.
Your ego does not care about you. Your ego cares about satisfying itself.
Yeah. Your ego, like the word ego is like alone. One. You know,
like, so never let your ego take over. I know it's easier said than done. Like, I let my ego take over all the time. So, but if I could give that advice to somebody, that's what I would give.
The next lesson is the downside of perfectionism. I don't know if you so struggle with this one as much as I do.
No, I don't.
But I used to have so much anxiety about being perfect and doing everything the right way. And you've helped me learn that I don't really need to do that. I do that a lot with time too, like thinking that everything has to be done at a certain time. Problem. Like perfectionism?
No, just time.
But that time thing is part of the perfectionism.
I know, but everything else with the perfectionism has gotten better. It's just the time.
Yeah. And it's funny because the more you try to be perfect, the more shit that goes wrong.
Right?
I've learned that lesson the fucking hard way. When you're trying to be perfect, every day is going to feel like one of those days because life is just like inherently messy.
It is.
Like
you can't predict anything that's going to happen.
I was with Patrick's sister Kelly, and we went to the laundromat, and she's just like, "Oh, today's one of those days." And I was just thinking about it from like seeing it from like another perspective, because I'm always the one that's saying I'm having one of those days or whatever, and then seeing someone else like and like seeing that it's really nothing much going wrong. Like
it's not. It's
and
just...
like the only thing that was wrong was like I forget like the first thing that went wrong, but it was really small, and I don't know what went wrong before I saw her. But then the thing that went wrong at the laundromat was like the washers we wanted weren't available, and like it sucked, but like whatever, we got around it.
In the moment, it feels way bigger.
Yeah.
Right?
And the moment feels huge.
But if you can sit there and think about it and take yourself out the moment and realize that it's so minuscule.
And like everything happens for a reason. Maybe if like she had gotten the washer she wanted, it would have like she would have accidentally overloaded it or something like that.
Everything happens for a reason. She could have had that happen because maybe she got it done sooner and she got into an accident.
Yeah.
You know? Anything
that's true.
Happens for a reason. Oh, there's our potatoes.
There's our potatoes. Hold on. Let's get the potatoes out of the oven.
Potatoes complete.
I just want to say about the perfectionism, I've seen my life start to crumble around me several times, and it's often because I'm holding on too tight. So I'm just trying to learn to let go.
Mm-hmm.
Let it be. Let it be.
Okay, Beatles.
I am several Beatles all in one.
They're 4 in 1.
4 in 1.
Paul on the piano.
Like, and then I just, for a second, shampoos that are 4 in 1 and shit like that, don't trust those. Those are so shit for you. Spend the extra money to buy like the shampoo and the conditioner. And why do you need 4 things? Like, well, when shampoo, conditioner, face wash. And
when I'm at Brits, that's what I use. I use like
4 in 1.
3 in 1.
Oh my god, don't!
It's like conditioner, hair, and fucking body wash.
Can you imagine what's in that?
There's no soap out usually. Like usually they use all the soap out.
Bring your own soap.
Bring my own towel.
This next one is addiction issues. We've both learned a lot about addiction the hard way.
Oh,
we'll get into that, I'm sure, like in the future. But right now, I'm just going to say both of us have crashed and burned and have needed to face facts. The problem is that life is so fucking hard, and the drugs or the drink or the substance or whatever, it just makes you
whatever
forget.
It is.
It makes you forget for a little bit.
It makes it a little easier.
And then it fades away, and that's why you do it again.
But when you don't have it, it makes it 10 times harder.
And then, but the problem is like when you wake up every day and the first thing you think about is getting fucked up, then you know, like, that's it. Yeah. You need to like change things.
Yeah. I've been there.
I've been there.
I've been there.
I don't want to admit it, but like I have.
I've been there plenty of times, honestly. You know, it's been a struggle, but I think I've done pretty well.
Yeah, like you're going down on your methadone, and
I was on 120 and I'm down to 36.
That's awesome. That's crazy good. You're killing it. The next thing is red flags in friendships. So this one will be fun to talk about. We've learned that no matter how strong... Oh, you just realized what I'm talking about, didn't you? You just realized. I just saw your sigh of realization.
Yeah.
We've learned that no matter how strong a friendship may seem, it can break like literally so fast. People aren't often how they seem. And even if they were at first, they change.
That's what happens with every relationship, whether it's romantic or friends.
Yeah.
Everyone's on their best behavior.
And then they show who they really are.
Right?
And even if they are showing who they really are at the beginning, people change because that's how life is. It's like you got to just learn how to change with people.
But if I can say something right from the beginning, you were you.
I don't believe that.
No, you were. I promise you were. Like the first day, like Buttons was looking at you, and you're like, "Don't look at me." Like, you were you.
Buttons is his dog, by the way.
You were you, and you really haven't been any different. And I admire that.
Well, I'm sure you saw that I was crazy right from the jump.
I did, but I still love you.
That's your fault for being with a crazy girl.
I'm okay with it.
Trying to find the words to describe this girl without being disrespectful. Sometimes you start to clash with someone's lifestyle and interests, and that's like okay, like it's fine. You can just end relationships.
You can. It doesn't even mean that you can't go back to them in the future.
Yeah. We had some friends accuse us of stealing, and they promptly ended the friendship without really giving us a chance to even defend ourselves. And honestly, I think it was all just made up because the night before I had expressed a few opinions that they may not have agreed with.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that they had got kind of turned off about that and then just made something up. Because what they thought we stole was just inconceivable.
Yeah, if you knew how much I adore these people, you'd realize that what they're accusing of us of doing is ridiculous.
Beyond measure.
Like, all I did was go on about how great they were.
I know.
Every time I talked about them.
I know. Anyways.
And it breaks my heart.
But the thing was, we were I felt like for the first time with them that night, I was fully being myself and showing my actual humor. So I guess that shows don't express yourself.
No, you be you. And if people don't like it, fuck them.
I guess if they don't vibe, we don't gotta hang.
No, we don't.
Sometimes in the club, we're not all fan.
We can find people that appreciate it.
There are actual friends who want to spend time with you and do the things you want to do, and you don't have to pretend or anything. And it's cool to have those people. Next, not all advice is good advice.
No.
I learned this through giving advice to other people, actually, when I was doing life coaching. And I would see that my ideas that I was giving to other people weren't always right for people. And I would always wonder why. But sometimes the idea just doesn't match the person quite right. And I had to learn to unattach myself from the advice that I was giving and the outcomes I wanted to see.
Yep.
And instead, people would do really cool things. Like one girl I coached ended up hosting this make your own pizza night for these girls. They hired her to host a make your own pizza night. And basically they all she taught them all how to led them all through making their own pizzas and stuff. And it was a wine and make your own pizza night. Why do you look confused?
People don't know how to make their own pizza.
No, it's a fun activity. It was a bachelorette party or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So they're drinking wine and partying and doing shots or whatever. I don't know if this is the case, but I feel like this could be the vibe. And
vibe all the time.
It's a vibe. Anyway, but it was just she taught them how to roll the dough themselves, and they start pizzas from scratch. Not everyone knows how to do that.
I did it to throw the dough up in the air and be like,
I learned how to make pizzas at a party, at a birthday party. Actually, it was at a going away party, and we didn't learn from anybody, but we all made pizzas together and had our own individual toppings, and we tried to flip the pizzas up. Yeah, they were good. And at the girl I coached, she sent me a video of her table of everyone's pizzas, and they all had different stuff on them. It was really cool. It showed everyone's different.
It's all about the sauce.
Yeah.
All about the sauce. We make our own pizza sauce and make a pizza. You're gonna see the difference.
I used to really like Domino's, but their sauce sucks now. It's spicy.
Changed it. It's spicy as fuck.
Yeah. They have good wings
all the time.
And they have good wings. So as teens, when handling big emotions, we might be told that we're just going through puberty and all of our problems will
I hate that
pass.
answer.
But sometimes it's not that easy. Like, honestly, I was starting to exhibit signs of bipolar disorder when I was a teenager. And my parents just kept saying, they were just like, oh, you're just being emotional. And I was like, okay.
Just because it starts when you hit puberty doesn't mean it's because of puberty.
Yeah.
That's there already. It's just because puberty set it off.
Yeah, it's like triggered it, right?
Right. And there's lots of people that go through puberty that don't have that happen. It just depends on the person.
Another thing that you said I wanted to mention is your agoraphobia when it comes to not all advice is good advice.
Yeah.
You were saying that your dad kind of tried to shrug off your agoraphobia a little bit.
I'll just see. He'd get mad at me sometimes and like might be in my room and come in and just tell me like I need to get a life.
Well, that's not good advice. Not all advice is good advice.
I wanted a life, I just couldn't help.
But yeah, our examples kind of deal with like mental health issues and people giving advice on our mental health problems. And it just like, maybe in the end of the day, we all need to learn that we just need to not give advice on mental health problems. The only people that should give advice on mental health problems are mental health professionals.
Mm-hmm.
Unless
you've gone through the same thing.
What?
Unless you've gone through the same thing.
Unless you've gone through the same thing. But even still, like, you're never going to fully understand what someone else is experiencing. Like, I'm trying to help someone understand borderline, but at the same time, I am not fully understanding what she's going through completely because I don't fully understand what I'm going through completely. You know?
Yep.
The last one is people pleasing leads nowhere. People pleasing and saying yes when you don't want to will just burn you out and cause resentment. It's so much easier to just communicate with the person and tell them you don't really want to do that.
It is.
There are other solutions, believe it or not. And a lot of the time, I'll do stuff that others haven't even asked me to do. And that's my own problem.
You're a good person.
I'm just trying to help.
I know.
And sometimes I get all worked up about it. But I just have like some quick lessons we learned the hard way to finish off with. Don't mix alcohol types, especially the first time drinking a new kind. If you are going to mix alcohol types, liquor before beer, you're in the clear. Beer before liquor, you've never been sicker.
And if you're first time drinking like me, don't mix 5-6 different alcohol types together because they're gonna wake up with puke on the floor and you're gonna fall in your garbage can.
And you're going to horrify your mother.
That too.
Wine hangovers suck. Don't get drunk on wine. Especially those sugary wines. You just shouldn't drink those like sugary wines at all. Because like sugar is so bad for causing hangovers.
You're gonna get drunk on wine, buy a good quality wine. If you drink wine to get drunk, you're gonna get hangover.
Yeah, you're gonna get a wine hangover. Just don't drink wine.
Wine's no bueno.
The next one is don't leave your house while tripping on mushrooms. My mushroom trip was amazing, and then Patrick made me leave the house, and it was horrible.
I did?
Yeah, you wanted to go to Kelly's.
We went to Kelly's on mushrooms?
No, I was on mushrooms.
I wasn't?
No. Remember when Sam got the mushrooms for me?
Oh,
remember?
Yeah. Right. Okay.
I had an awesome time before that. I was listening to music, laughing at myself. And then Patrick decided we were going to go to Kelly's.
Hey,
start training your puppy around people and loud noises and going outside right away. Don't wait. Evacuate.
Well,
get out of the house.
They have to have the needle.
Okay, wait for the needle and everything, obviously, when it's safe to do so. Start training your puppy with going outside and being around noises and people, because Josie Ann here, 2-year-old Josie Ann, is still terrified of everyone.
She is. As she sprawls out on the couch.
Putting something in a safe space is code for I'll never see it again.
It is?
Yeah, say, I'm going to put something in a safe space, aka, are you ever going to see that again? Are you going to remember where that safe space is? What pills?
You know the vitamins?
Oh, yeah, Patrick put away some vitamins in a safe space.
And
bag in the closet.
We didn't know where it was. Them vitamins.
Check your pet before closing any door, or check for your pet before closing any door.
That's a good
Pets slip in right behind you real fast.
Josie's a sneaky.
Yes, she's done it several times. Or if your hamster is in their ball, check for ball.
And sneaky too.
Finally, don't underestimate how much caffeine is in Mountain Dew. I know that it Mountain Dews it for you, but it is very, very high in caffeine. And one time when I was like I can't remember, I was in university sometime in the summer, and I went to the bar one night and I mixed vodka and Mountain Dew all night. That was my drink all night. I was up until like 5:36 in the morning, just laying in bed, looking at the ceiling, thinking, what the fuck? Why can't I sleep? Well, next day I realized it's the Mountain Dew.
Especially the Mountain Dew Extreme.
I know what Mountain Dew is it for you.
It's like double the caffeine, so careful.
Just any types of Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew is probably one of the highest caffeine pops.
It's like drugs. Sodas. It's like drugs.
It's very powerful.
So here's a good one too. Instead of doing cocaine, just drink some Mountain Dew.
Drink some Mountain Dew.
Just drink like a whole bottle of Mountain Dew Extreme.
Cocaine's probably coming with fentanyl anyways. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, so Mountain Dew doesn't have fentanyl in it. There you go. Life advice from Amanda and Patrick. Mountain Dew is better than cocaine. Anyways, that's our episode. That's as quick and dirty as I could make it. Thank you for listening, and you know where to find us. If you don't, I don't really care because I don't feel like explaining it right now. If you really feel like finding us, I'm sure you'll seek me out. Love ya. Bye.
Bye.
This was Semi-Mindful Banter. Thanks so much for listening. I almost said watching, so that's how you know that I'm smart.
Tune in.
This was Amanda and
Patrick.
And we will see you next time on Semi-Mindful Banter. Bye.
Bye.